The more hits we play, the more hits we get. URLradio.net. Stacey Sturm in for another financial segment with two financial gurus. We have financial author and CPA, Brian Bloom. How's it going?
It's going great, Stacey. Thanks.
And we also have President and CEO of Solid Rock Financial, John Dwyer.
Hey, Stacey. How you doing?
Good. Now, we're going to do this is going to be fun because you and I have played this game, and I was really surprised by this. We call this the income game. And it's not the game that most of us play, like, am I going to have enough money? Am I making enough money? This is a little bit different than that.
Yeah, so we call this the income game, and it's really to help people understand where they sit as it relates to whether the income is common or uncommon, and really what their adjusted household income relates to in the United States. So, Stacey, I'm going to ask you the questions here, and give me your numbers. And I know that you might not have a huge reason to why you're giving me these numbers, but so what would it take to put a household of adjusted gross income in the top 50% of income earners? So that means you're right in the middle. So 50% are making less than you, and 50% are making more than you. Right in the middle. What is that income?
$50,000.
Okay. So we'll put in $50,000. That's your first guess. Now we're going to bump it up to the top 25%. What would you say would? So
top 25%. I would have to say probably closer to $150,000.
Okay. Top 10.
Top 10. That would be like the millionaires.
Okay. Top 5%.
Billionaires.
Billions.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's laughing, so I know this is not anywhere near.
To be in the top 1%, what is adjusted household income? What do you need to be making to put you in that?
I would say
class?
like $20 billion.
$20 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ready for the answers?
Yeah. I think I'm good. Even Brian's laughing, so yeah, I guess I'm ready.
All right. So top 50%, you need to be making $34,823.
And your guess was 50.
My guess was 50.
Your guess was 50. So you were close there.
Okay.
Okay. Every other guess was.
That's totally wrong.
Right. So top 25%, you need to be making $70,492.
Wow. I think I guessed 150 or something.
You did. You guessed 150,000. So top 10%, I think you said 100 million.
Million.
1 million. Okay. 1 million. That answer is $120,136.
That blows my mind.
To be in the top 10%.
So 10% of the population earns more than $120,000 a year.
Okay.
Only 10%.
Only 10%.
In the top 5%, you had 100 million here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Or a billion. I think even a billion was thrown out.
I think I had $1 billion or something.
But to be in the top 5% of income earners, okay, adjusted gross income, your income only needs to be $167,728.
Shut up.
Okay. And now the mega rich, the top 1%.
Yeah, the top elite, the 1%.
The top
the
elite.
1%ers.
The 1%ers that we hear so much about.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to be making $388,905.
I'm shocked.
Now, there are going to be some people out in your listening audience that are 1%ers, and they don't even know it.
And they don't even know it.
They don't even know it.
So
wow.
the reason why we have this conversation with our clients is first is, we'll ask them if they feel like their income is common or uncommon. And we always hear, well, my income's common. They're paying their bills, they're doing their things like everybody else is doing. In fact, they look to their neighbors or their friends, and they feel like everybody else is making more money than they do.
Yeah.
Right? But if you look at it for the top, even if you're in the top 10%, if you're making $120,000 a year, if you look at it from a perspective of that's 90% more income than people in the United States.
Now, that's family income, right, John?
Adjusted gross. Yep,
so it's both the husband and wife if they're working.
Yes, household income.
Yeah, that's what shocks me so much. I would think one person making 125, and that's both together.
Yep, and it goes to just helping them understand where they sit on what I call this financial mountain, because the reality is that if your income is extraordinary or uncommon, right, which if you're making 90% more than the American population, your income is uncommon.
Yeah.
What type of financial planning strategies should you be using? Should you be doing the same common things that everybody else is doing, trying to get a different result?
No, absolutely.
Or do you need to start looking at money from a different perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because I'm assuming then, since you're so high up, your tax bracket's going to be much different than what you had anticipated.
Oh, absolutely, and that's another thing is that in the eyes of the government, let's just stay with the top 10%, right? In the eyes of the government, congratulations, you've made it. you are now wealthy. You have what we call a financial target on your back. And if we look at where taxes
But the crazy thing is, they would look at their income and say, I'm not wealthy. I'm not,
Exactly.
there's no way I can be that person.
Exactly.
Right.
So it leads into where they're positioning their assets and what are they doing, because the reality is we're under the belief system that future tax rates are only going to go up. And if you look at where you sit from an income position, and if you are in the top 10% to 5% or 1%, you have a target on your back. And so the reality is that's where your biggest opportunity is for a lot of our clients, is that we help them minimize and reduce taxation, not only in their savings now, but also in distribution strategies, because that's really going to be potentially the biggest opportunity for them to minimize and reduce what we call those unknown and unseen wealth transfers.
Well, and speaking of taxes then, we'll go over to you, Brian. They're getting taxed, like their income taxes are going to be way more than they think, and then their retirement is going to be more. So, I mean, what is the taxation on like those highest of the highest people? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, so the highest tax bracket today is right around 40%. And it includes all of those that are called 1%ers. They're all in that 40% tax bracket, or very close to it. And we still don't have enough money as a nation to spend. And so you can try to squeeze a little bit of blood out of the turnip if you want to, but I think the point is going to be that you can only tax a certain group of people so much, and it is going to, pardon the phrase, it's going to have to trickle down. And it's going to have to trickle down to people who don't think they're making a lot of money. They've got the target on their back as well.
Well, even somebody like me, I fall into that like 50%. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing okay, but that's as a single mom, as a single person, I should be doing my financial planning much differently than I thought.
Yeah, because even at the 50% mark, you have a
thought I was
target on your
poor.
back. I mean,
I thought I was poor.
so when you
Well, you might be, but so are a lot of other people.
right? So, and the reality is too, is where's the government going to go to get the money from those who have it or from those who don't?
And from those who have it.
And congratulations, that's you.
Right.
Okay. So when it comes to
So I have two choices. I could either just make less money and say screw it, or I could just try to do better with what I have.
I think it's probably better to do better than what you already have. It's never in anybody's benefit to make less money, Stacy.
Or I would say, in your planning, seek to get off the radar screen of the IRS.
Yeah.
Figure
I'm
out
going to go on the
ways.
lamb.
Figure out ways to do that.
And that's what you guys do. You make sure that when people come in, they are investing, they are managing their portfolios in the most tax efficient way as they possibly can.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if people want to schedule an appointment with you guys, John, how can they do that? How can they get a hold of you at Solid Rock?
They can call my office at 701-223-1000, and they can ask to speak with Misty. They can also check us out on the web. Our web address is www.srfinancial.net, or they can email me at john, John, at srfinancial.net.
So if I come in and I ask you to take a look at what I have going on, how long does something like that even take?
The first meeting is typically about an hour and a half,
Okay.
where we just sit down and determine if we're a good fit. And we ask you all kinds of questions, what's important to you, not on what you're doing from an investment perspective,
Sure.
but what's important to you, right? And then we go into what our belief systems are and what we believe. And if you believe what we believe, I think that we can work together. And so then we just lay out what the process is going to look like. And it's a planning process. We don't build Rome in a day. We don't try to solve problems in a day, because there's a lot of information, just like what we call this income game. There's a lot of blind spots that people have about how money really works, and we just need to help educate and coach around that and to make them aware of certain situations that they may be unaware of at this point.
If you're in a hurry, we may not be the group for you.
No.
Right.
Because we are not going to make your decisions for you. We're going to educate you, explain why you might want to do one thing versus another, but you're going to make the choice. And you're going to have to ask over and over again, because these are going to be concepts that are, so to speak, out of the box that we may be suggesting. You may need more than one explanation, and we're dedicated to giving you as many explanations as you need until you understand.
I think getting your dry cleaning in a hurry is great. Getting medicine in a hurry is great, but you shouldn't just throw your financial future together like it's a fast food value menu.
Right. If you want to do that, then go buy a magazine off the rack or go listen to the radio somewhere else.
Yep, we'll listen to the financial entertainers.
Yeah. So what's the number again if they want to get hold of you, John?
701-223-1000.
All right. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Financial Friday on urlradio.net.
The views expressed are that of the host and are for informational purposes only, and in no event should be construed as an offer to buy or sell securities. Opinions expressed are subject to change without notice and do not take into account the particular investment objectives, financial situation, or needs of individual investors. Neither GA Reppel & Company nor its affiliates is providing tax or legal advice. Interested parties are strongly encouraged to seek advice from qualified tax and/or legal experts regarding the best options for your particular circumstances.